Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer, and we're returning to our Kaiserreich Let's Play of Hearts of Iron 4. So in between episodes, I did go ahead here and load the save game as the French and decided that I would give them the order to withdraw, because I do want to get rid of this eternal battle. Other than that, of course, we are in war against Germany still. We are advancing on some of the Canadians up here, and we've just nicely pocketed some of these divisions here in of the Commonwealth of Canada, but also of the, how is it called, New England? New England. Right, so that should be nice. You can see we are catching a fair number of units over here, and that should be hopefully very nice. Fairly fantastic like that. We are reshuffling a couple of our troops. I would like to go ahead and have a look at our naval situation, that is. And in particular, I think it would be good to bring these guys down here on a port strike mission around the central Mediterranean Sea, and these guys over here, and do the same thing really over the Western Mediterranean Sea, of course. You guys are asked to do that only during the day. Yeah, that's fairly fantastic. And the reason for that is we had a battle down here in the central Mediterranean Sea where there were quite a number of Canadian ships. And I'm not sure where they withdrew. Maybe they did go to India, maybe they did go to probably the west coast then of Canada. There are a couple of ports over there, but they might also have gotten to the Baleares. And we do know that there were a couple of German fleets operating here as well some of the Austrian Empire fleets and all of that. So yeah, I think that'd be a great idea. Likewise, ooh, there is a ship, there's a division up here. Okay, that is interesting. Right, do we have any other naval guys then? We've got you. I don't think there's anyone down here, but I do think there's one up here. Okay, you are already rebasing to Newfoundland. And I think what we can do then is ask you to bomb over here. Let's see whether that does anything. It might be helpful. Other than that, let's look at our naval situation. We do have quite a number of ships over here, and they are mostly engaging convoys from New England. So that being said, I'm not sure whether we want to continue with this, or whether we might indeed withdraw these guys from over here and instead send them over here towards this area, ask them to do convoy raiding over here, and just block off the Germans over here a little bit more. If we do want to block the Germans off, I think we should at least be prepared that they are going to do and try something. So we're going to grab these guys here. We're going to bring them back to Northern England, I suppose. Could also send them to the Channel. No, I think over here is fine, Newcastle. Let's bring them to Newcastle. And your job is going to be in this area here. To do what? To be a strike force, I suppose. And I want to get rid of any and all other areas where you might be active. Right, that's okay. So you're now over here. You're going to come over here. And I think that's going to be alright. You're docked in Newfoundland. Yeah, do come over here though so that you can actually do this. Right, that's going to be nice. And then we've got the Air Fleet number 2, I believe. You're the guys with the destroyers. So you could also be likewise coming over here. And, oh, you're already here. So that's actually fairly fantastic. Great. And you're also on the Strike Force mission, so let's set up that Strike Force over here. Gonna remove any other area. That should be fine as well. Nice and good. We do have a couple of light cruisers over here that are still operating on the eastern seaboard. And I think I would like to keep it that way. Likewise with the battle fleet here. You're moving to Newfoundland? Why would you be doing that? Oh, I think probably I want to move you out of this area here, just to make sure that you're not drawing supply too much from here. That's alright, okay, you go over there. And you guys are still considered to be a strike force over here. You're coming down to Rhode Island, and that's alright as well. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's a good way to set things up. You guys here are still patrolling, hopefully, in this area. I also set up one of these light cruiser squadrons to do convoy raiding, so hopefully that is going to help out a little bit as well. And that pretty much sets up all of our guys except for fleet number 1 here, which I suppose we don't really need to be operating anywhere here. Well, what I could do is get fleet number 1 and ask you to be on a strike force mission. Hopefully you didn't set up anywhere. No. Just over here, so if there's any battle occurring, you might as well try to get there and try to get involved. Right, fantastic. Fuel is not looking great. Other than that, we seem to be fine. We are researching all of that, so that's good. Let's see how things develop over here. Oh, I should briefly talk about Africa as well. We are getting into this region, so that's nice. Can we do any further attacks that would shorten our front line in particular? So, how about you go here? You gentlemen do support this attack. 72%. Yeah, I think that will work out, and I think that will nicely shorten the front line. That should be fairly good. We are suffering some supply issues also in Canada, but I hope that that is going to be solved more or less by itself. It's looking fairly fantastic. You are under attack there. That's not so great, but all in all, I think as we go ahead here, we're going to see that a lot of these areas here will be bombed pretty quickly. For the Canadians. We are sieging Boston basically, but that's going to be alright as well. There are a lot of troops here now. We're going to have to be a little bit careful in that regard. Okay, you've beaten these guys. This here seems to be their strong point with 7 divisions. But you're already advancing into there, and we are definitely winning here. So that is good. Where are you going? Excuse me? That is a stupid way to go about things. Let's take the slightly more direct route there. Well, you know what? Actually, I would like you to attack right here. Let's try to do that right now. And now our tanks will probably fall out of formation very soon. But if we can at least kill one of these guys, we're probably going to be alright. Let's attack here. So we have a lot of combat with, and these guys should fall extremely quickly there. Overrun, overrun, overrun. Yes, indeed. And we are seeing that 8 divisions or so are soon going to be gone. Right, this one. Come on. Come on. I do need to restart the game. I do have a habit of pausing relatively often. But I think that's still... You know what? Yeah. Fairly good result there. Good stuff. You guys do help out there. You likewise. And then everyone will be alright. You can do that as well. So these guys should fall extremely quickly. You guys can be pierced by pretty much all of our tanks, because you're only a light tank division. And here we go. Ace pilot promoted. Lovely. And we do get our first port result. So in Valletta. Aha. Yes. Very good. 2 ships damaged. How about on the Balearic? Smaller squadron over here. Just a tiny squadron really. Got a couple of Italian ships operating here, sinking a couple of their guys. That's alright. Don't think that is too important. And of course a lot of results over here. Mostly with our light cruisers, which I appreciate a lot, because that means our light cruisers are getting a little bit of experience here. That is fairly nice as well. Good. Well, you guys are all preparing your attack. You have very, very little equipment, because you've just been converted. And from sort of another bid. Sorry, you just do come here. Right, and these tanks will soon be able to make that push over there. That's fantastic. You guys are all alright? Okay, you're advancing into there already. Let's ask you to be part of this attack here as well. And then you guys are all going to come up there. That's lovely here. We are getting towards Halifax, and that's fantastic, because that will be another harbour for us to take, and therefore be resupplied a little bit better. Good. Let's keep an eye on things in Africa. Oh, you're nicely pushing your way down there, so that's fantastic. I suppose all of you guys here can try to just push up and make your way over there. You're part of this, so do please act as though you are supporting this. There we go. Very good. Right. So, small attack over here. I suppose this should be done fairly nicely. How about our naval attacks then? Are you doing anything? Appears not. Can you be based from over here? No, only in the near future. There was at least a submarine that... Oop, look at this. So more attacks by Austria-Hungary, the Donau Bund. Right, which is of course the Dunnerby. You're coming up there, that's okay. You are attacking there, that's a little bit silly, but you know what, that's okay. We do have 3 dockyards. Interesting. So, I don't want to refurbish too many ships because we are at the cusp of rediscovery or of discovering a couple of other things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for a couple of convoys here to be produced. And just going to ask one of these to be produced each. Right. Do we have anything that needs to be repaired or anything? If so, we should send these guys off to be repaired now. Okay, how about you guys? Let's simply make sure that we are repairing anything that we can. Could repair a lot of destroyers there. Well, I suppose what we could do is we could grab a couple of these guys. This one here is still so old. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who's fairly unrepaired? You guys are all right. Okay, so we've got 9 cruisers over here. Let's ask these guys to be repaired actually, and that I think should give us a good result there. Port strike only doing damage. They haven't withdrawn yet. There is another port strike result over here, but that is it. Oh, but there are 2 harbors, so maybe we will be attacking the other harbor now. Okay, that would be great. Good. So over here everything seems to be settled. Why are you not moving forwards? Has no orders assigned. You're part of this obviously. Where are you going? Are you going down there? Yeah, that's okay then. You guys are coming up there. 7 divisions. You know what? Let's try and attack here on Boston. 49% only. 6 divisions against their 8. But mostly we seem to be doing a lot better, so that's nice to see. Yeah, so let's have you join up as well as quickly as possible there. Right. Oh, they do shoot down a couple of our aircraft, but you know what, that's fine. Aha, and we are attacking over here. It's just a couple of destroyers really, but you know what, I won't complain. Sinking destroyers is an important part of the duties over here. Right. Here we go. You here, you gentlemen, have sunk a couple of ships. You've taken a little bit of damage. Let's do look at the production over here. Yeah, there are a lot of ships being repaired now. Although mostly I think they'll be done in just a couple of days really. Yeah, it doesn't take too long to repair any of this. Right, Boston under siege and under attack, so that's okay. Let's have a look at the tanks over here. You're not really that well prepared, but you know what, let's try to do an attack over here anyway. And it looks as though these guys are having some success in attacking, so that is nice. Good. You could also come up over here, and that would be fairly nice. Yeah, I do appreciate that. Maybe we're going to overrun them down there. That would be great. You know what? Let's try to attack down there. You are still trying to get this. And I think that means we can bring you guys over here. So it appears there's nothing in this naval base. There might be something in Boston then. Let's shift our focus here. And that's gonna be nice. Good. How are things looking up in Africa? 98% there, and you are still advancing. Assembly line production, very good. That does mean we're producing more stuff. It is sort of mid-1941, only 2 years into the war really. But radar, but this is not for ships. No, we need to hit 1942 to be hitting the new control. Which would be fairly tempting, but air doctrine is also a thing right now. Naval bombers. We could also go for tactical bombers. I think we are very much lacking tactical bombers right now. Advanced gunnery, escort ships, land doctrine. We've been researching that for ages now. Anti-air warfare is not something that we really use. Light tanks would be nice. Military police would be nice as well. And this is only 1942, so we might even think about better and more modern guns like that. Special forces, always nice, but not really critical, I feel. Let's go for fuel refining. We are still lacking fuel, and it would be so great if we could just get rid of that modifier. Right, how are things looking down here? Still 8 divisions on their side, but we are making some good progress there, so I appreciate that. Apparently we are now making a lot more progress here. And there we go. Fantastic. You do go up here. You're part of... You, sir, are part of this. Okay. You guys, you also have an attack plan now, because you really should. Great, there we go. And more port strike results over here. Yeah, still doing a lot of damage, so that is appreciated. And over here, we're doing some damage against their destroyers. That's nice. Are we doing any battle over here? It's just their ships that are doing the battle. Yeah, these attacks are not going anywhere, it seems. The Soviets are advancing into Poland, so that at least is nice for us. Don't really have that much overview there. Resistance to occupation down here, yes, well... There's only so much that can be done about that. Okay, you guys are all advancing into here, so please actually do that as well. And one of you is... You can go there, I think. Nice, a couple of guys overrun as well. Let's go and advance into Benin as well. Then we can come up towards the harbour. Great. Unread results. Yeah, just like that. And more free dockyards. Okay, so we are producing these convoys extremely quickly now, which is nice, of course. And we are producing quite a couple of ships over there. We're still repairing a lot of ships here, though. On the other hand, this is going to be so few days that it really just doesn't matter. Okay, let's do produce convoys, and let's just keep on producing convoys for now. That's fine, and soon we're going to get new ships and new types of ships, and that is going to be very useful for us. Right, more and more advances over here. You are attacking into there, and let's try to get to Buffalo and beyond. Boston, I think once Boston falls, these guys are very likely to surrender. They are down to 5 divisions over here now, 4, and that should conclude that battle extremely quickly now, I think. And I would wager the guess that they are going to surrender very shortly afterwards. Does also give us a lot more military factories here, which is useful. We do suffer a little bit from logistics. Motorized equipment is very low, 1,000 now. So let's produce a little bit more of that and more infantry equipment if we can. So let's go to 25 over here and down towards the skies. Let's go to 15. I think that's going to be alright. Yeah, it does mean we need a little bit more rubber, which we're going to buy from you. There we go. Fantastic. And are we going to see New England surrender? Yes, we are. Oswald Mosley has announced that the cowardly New Englander nation could no longer withstand the pressure from the overwhelming presence of British forces throughout the country. Is lovely, lovely, lovely. We are getting a lot of aircraft apparently, and a lot of other equipment, including naval bombers, close air support fighters, good number of weapons there, good number of artillery pieces. That is extremely good for us, of course, especially since in artillery equipment we were a little bit low just now. Great. More forces down here that are a little bit in trouble. We are going to set up a new... That's not what I wanted at all. We are going to set this up like that and going to assign you just towards this province here. And we are going to ask you to do not actually an offensive line, more for spearhead, I presume, towards over here. Good. And you guys here should more or less automatically shift towards that. You are all part of this now. These we can get rid of, and you can just sort of drive up through that division over there. Let's drive down here as well. Yeah, I'm going to eliminate these forces there pretty quickly. And then what we've got over here is that you can come up there. You can sort of bunch up these guys. Let's have a look over here. I think these guys here were utterly unsuccessful in finding any naval presence of the enemy. So yeah, maybe we are going to shift them away from Canada. Down here, we don't really have any airfields in Canada, so that is a bit disappointing. So let's get over here and let's actually support these guys here, because yeah, we are losing a couple of aircraft, but it's not that much, so I suppose that is going to be nice. That is a lot of naval attacks over here. But so far we seem to be alright. What's going on over here? We've got a lot of German submarines. And we are actually engaging that with a number of destroyers. Which I'm not sure is going to be that extremely useful. There are a number of ships on our side. I suppose what we could do though is ask these guys here to also cover this area. That's gonna be alright, good. So as far as I can tell, they don't have any port except for Saint Pierre and maybe something up here. But other than that, they don't really have any ports on the east coast. So only Saint Pierre, which does lead me to believe that we should do a little bit here with naval stuff. And let's ask these two guys here to prepare. Well, I do want to get down here as well. Okay, so you guys are going to prepare a naval invasion from Boston, which we've just conquered, down towards over here. Two guys preparing that is going to be alright. Yeah, fantastic. Now we've got one further naval squadron, naval marines basically. What do we want to do with you? I suppose we could strike deeper into the Caribbean down there. So let's set you up from Providence to not quite Havana, I think, but maybe over here. Should not be too well supported there, I think. Right. You guys are currently on a strike force mission, right? Let's ask you to do naval supports. Let's add this area on that, and then ask these battle group here to be on a strike force mission. You guys likewise can dock in Boston, I believe. That's fine. Where are you guys based? In Providence. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I appreciate that. That's going to be alright. Good. And you guys... Let's get rid of this area. Let's ask you to be patrolling over here as well. You guys, you're based over here now. And this area should be well within your range. You know what? We don't need any of this area, so that's good and fine. Destroyer reserve, you guys are more or less all repairing. That's lovely. You guys are doing your thing as well. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. So let's botcher these guys down here. Fantastic. Good. More pot strike results down here. They're not really evacuating from Malta. That's always a little bit, you know, the AI could really be doing a little bit of a better job at that. Over here it appears we have a big battle going on. So we've got the Battle of the East North Sea in Shallow Sea, which is alright, but also in rain, which is not that great because we are relying on our carriers over here to a very large extent. We are battling a force of 1, 2, 3 heavy battleships, 3 heavy cruisers. We've got 3, light battleships, fast battleships. We've got 3 battleships as well. We've got a force of 9 destroyers. Seems a little bit low. Maybe you're repairing one or so. Whereas these guys seem to have more light forces. So significantly more light forces actually. And a good number of destroyers. They are partially withdrawing, so that is a good sign. And we are, I think also we also have another fast battleship squadron coming into this area, trying to support our mission there. So that does lead me to believe that we should rethink our naval approach over here. So what are you doing? You are reassigning to Sicily. You know what? Let's get you over here to Norway, and let's get you towards bombing in this vicinity. You know what, we could actually get over here and do that. And it's not going to be port strikes, it's simply going to be naval strikes over there, which I think is going to be extremely useful. You guys are all fine though. We do have a lot of fighters over here and a couple of fighters over there. That's decent. I suppose what we could do is see whether we do have enough naval bombers. Yeah, we do. Let's do open up another squadron of 200 over here. And ask these guys to be bombing over here during daylight, of course. And that might be helpful against these naval invasions here. Good. Fantastic. Over here, we should see these guys coming into play. And that means that the Red Army here will be able to prepare its strikes. What are you getting over there? Aren't you part of this? Pin down these guys. You, all attack. You. Yeah, you might as well come up this way. You're sort of looping around there. That's okay. Right, good number of naval squadrons. Where are you guys going? You're all going up there. Not sure whether that is the best course of action, but you should be falling extremely quickly. Exiled veterans. You've got a combat bonus against us. Interesting. You really shouldn't stand for a long time there. And likewise, let's ask you to go there. Oli, you're going to go there. You are part of this, so maybe do actually take the railroad over here. Yeah, that's fine. And you guys likewise, just get over there. Right, everyone over there is fine. It's very hard to see the board over here, but that's okay. And last thing that I'm going to do, but probably between episodes, is send a couple of police squadrons over here, so military police, just to keep the partisan levels down, because this is a lot of stuff that we do have here. And I would like that to be repaired. Quebec, of course, still being refurbished over there because our bases in New England are in low supply for whatever reason. So we should probably repair them there. Upstate New York is in utter shambles over here, at very, very low. But we probably don't really need it. Well, we might. We might. Rhode Island. Okay, Rhode Island we can ignore. Well, let's keep it. Let's try to repair all of this, and I think that's gonna be all right. Yeah, and then we are gonna look at these things here first. These civilian factories. I think all of the Irish ones first. But yeah, that should be nice. Right, in terms of trade, everything seems to be going on. Yeah, tungsten we do need a little bit more, but it's so little that I think it's okay. We are training up a couple of guys. That's all right as well. Logistics, most of the things are fine except really for motorized equipment and infantry equipment, but infantry equipment is mostly due to our huge training efforts there. That being said, all of you guys seem to be doing fine for now. Let's have a brief look at Africa. Yeah, I think all in all we are doing fine over here. Where are you guys going? You're spreading out a little bit too much really, I think. Why don't you come down there? And that should be okay. You can be part of this. You can be part of this as well. Ooh. Well, that's not nice. So we are a little bit cut off from over here. Can I ask you for military access? No. I could ask the Ottomans, but they wouldn't grant it to me. So yeah, we'll need to probably have these guys fight their way out of this area. Probably we do want to come over here, so let's win this first, then come there. Hopefully bail these guys out. Catch them in the process, and that might be alright. Good. In terms of further preparations and stuff, I think you guys should be fairly highly advanced. You guys don't really have a bonus, but that's alright. No one else really does need a bonus. You guys down here mostly don't have one, but then again over here I think that's alright as well. Right, yeah, so let's just focus on bunching up these guys, gaining control of that state, gaining a little bit of that sweet oil, and that should be fairly nice. Yeah. Building lots and lots of convoys over here, that's going to be alright, and soon, very soon, we're going to get light advanced ships, and that shall be very nice because that will allow us to research dual purpose guns. It's going to be a little bit ahead of time, but at that research time, I don't care the slightest. So, that being said, I think we're going to watch next time what's going to happen here in this battle against mostly really the Dutch. It's not the Germans that are dominating this, even though it's Kaldernets. And yeah, let's see how well our ships do fare over here. I'm slightly concerned because this is the Air Fleet number 2 over here. And these guys don't necessarily have the best ships, especially destroyers. These guys are fairly old design. You can see they haven't been upgraded at all. So yeah, they're not doing that well. couple of them are of a later design, so these guys are much better, but only really a couple of them, and the aircrafts themselves are not that great either. So yeah, let's see what's going to come out of that battle. For now, I thank you very much for watching. Do leave a like and all of that, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.